What's up, guys? So this is a new thing I may start doing here. We talk a lot about nutrition in class, on the football team, making sure you guys as athletes are keeping your bodies going, that you are fueling yourself enough to actually get the kind of output out of your body that you need. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you through one of the recipes that I use every week to cook for my family, to cook for me. And it is teriyaki chicken. Gonna be a little sweet, a little spicy, but I'll kind of tell you, kind of take you through how to make it. And just so you guys know that where the magic happens, if you're gonna try to be a better athlete, okay, it's right here, okay, in the kitchen. All right, so just so you can see what we're dealing with here. Boneless, skinless chicken thighs. That's what it looks like in the package. Obviously, I got quite a bit for, it's gonna be a few more people eating than just me. And so this is kind of the stuff that you need, okay? We use a little, I cheat a little bit, use a little bit of Yoshida sauce in it, and I'll kind of show you how to do that. Got some extra virgin olive oil, okay? Some toasted sesame oil, a little bit of honey. Tell me 20 pounds of rice is not overkill, but that'll feed me for quite a while, so you can get that in bulk, okay? Little sriracha, little chili garlic sauce, all right? Some limes, garlic, some ginger, okay? And some pineapple juice, okay? And that's what we're gonna start with, and I'll kind of give you amounts kind of that I use. May not be exact amounts, but Okay, we're gonna start with little Yoshida. So you're gonna start with, I'm making enough for basically 3 batches. So I'm tripling the recipe. But if you're gonna use 1 batch, you're gonna use a half a bottle of this. Okay, remember half a bottle of that for every can of pineapple juice. Okay, so I'm making 3, so I'm using a bottle and a half of Yoshida. Now, pineapple juice. 3 of these. And we'll fast forward. 3 down. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, a little bit of ginger. You can use as much or as little ginger as you want, depending on how much you like fresh ginger. This is gonna be a big batch, three batches worth, so it can be quite a bit. Usually about maybe the size of your thumb for ginger if you're doing. Break it up so it's gonna be easy to peel. Then get your vegetable peeler. Okay, now we got it peeled. Now just get yourself a nice sharp knife and slice it up. Now, one of the reasons you want to slice this up before you put it in a blender is it's really fibrous, right? If you can kind of see those fibers coming out right there, right? So you want to cut across those fibers, even if you're gonna put it in a blender, just so you don't get any of those little fibers, in the food, right? So, because it blends them up a lot nicer if you slice it up crossways, okay? Now we got it all sliced up. Now we'll put it in. All right, got that in. Okay, remember you can use this is pretty heavy duty blender. Okay, you can use a regular blender, you can use a food processor. If you have one of those little stick blenders that some people use for protein shakes, you can use. Next thing you're gonna do, you got some garlic. Okay, I got 4 cloves here. Okay, I'm gonna take the flat side of my knife, smash it down. Do that for all of them. And that just makes it easier to peel off the wrapper. Just like that. And then kind of cut the little end off, right? Okay, so they all got little ends like that, right? Just cut that off and then just put it right in then you got all your peeled garlic. Now we got a little chili garlic sauce, depending on how spicy you like it, right? Obviously you can leave that out, but I like it pretty spicy. Add a little bit of flavor, a little bit more spice. Okay, just a quick squirt. Got a little toasted sesame oil. Okay, you can get this at Safeway. I think it's probably the best place to get it, but just put a few dabs, as much as you want. Okay, that's a good flavor. Next thing, we got a little squeeze of lime. Roll out the lime, kind of get the juices going. Half it, and then just doesn't take much. Just a little acidity, just a little bit of lime juice. Then for a little added sweetness, a little bit of honey. Put the lid on to your blender, Start it up. Get it nice. Bring it up. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to emulsify this, which means we're going to blend it with an oil, which is extra virgin olive oil, right? So on your blender, food processor, probably a little hole you can kind of take off. We're going to start the blender at a very low speed, and then we will slowly add in the olive oil. Probably about a cup, probably about a third of a cup for every batch, or a little bit more. And we'll make sure to get it nice and high. Now for all the chicken. Then for all that chicken, probably need a really big food safe container. Obviously, if you're just doing one batch, you probably don't need this, but that's a lot of chicken right there. And then you got yourself a bunch of chicken, and just pour in your marinade. And then you just got to get in there with your hands, get dirty. And just get your lid. And then depending on when you are going to eat this, you can marinate it overnight. You can marinate it within the hour. So if you're going to cook it within the hour, probably don't need to put it in the fridge yet. But we're going to eat in a couple hours, so I'm going to put this in. Okay, now we're done marinating. Okay, and I poured some of the marinade into a cup. I have one of these silicone brushes that I'm going to use to brush on as I cook the chicken. And you can cook it however you want. Okay, I like using the Traeger, like smoking it. And so I start it on a relatively high temperature, put it on, and then cook it at a fairly high temperature, 5 minutes aside, then turn it down to 275 or 300 after that, to caramelize the sugars that are in the marinade. Don't get it too hot for too long, because then you will burn those sugars. Let's go. All right, got it on the first side, close it down. And as you can see, any grill has kind of hot spots. Notice a little bit of more browning on certain pieces. So we're going to kind of move them around after we flip them so it all cooks evenly. Now that we got all moved around, now we're going to baste the top of it with this. Now it's all basted, for 5 more minutes. All right, 5 minutes. Kind of nice golden color on there. Flip it again. Turn the knob down to about 275 or 300. We're all basted. We're at 275. Close it down. 10 minutes. All right, they're getting there. Now we're flip it again. 10 more minutes, and then we're done. Oh, I bet you thought I forgot about the rice. All right, so what we're dealing with, we got a rice cooker here. Okay, these are pretty cheap. You can get one of these. It's not that expensive, or you can make it in a pot. And remember, we're going with the Calrose rice, medium grain. So this is the Calrose rice. That's, if you think about what sticky rice actually is, okay, that is sticky rice. And one thing you want to make sure when you're getting rice, make sure the rice is grown in California, just because you get a lot of pesticides that get down in the soil for places that have been non-regulated, like over in Asia or even in the South. They use arsenic to kill these little voles that will eat the rice, and that stuff gets out in the groundwater. If you know anything about how they grow rice, right? They flood plains to be able to harvest it, and so that anything in the groundwater can actually get into the rice, which soaks it up quite a bit. And California is just a more regulated place, and they haven't been growing rice there as long, and so it is going to be a little bit healthier for you when you get it, but that is the kind of rice.
Now, really important when you get the rice in there, okay, you don't want to overfill this, okay, so about half full. It's gonna get a lot bigger in here as it pops up. But you want to rinse the rice. So cold water, okay, and you're going to rinse it a couple times, fill it up, push it around, drain off the water so you get some of that starch off it. And then when you get the rice rinsed off, and that's so why we rinsed off the rice is going to give you the kind of consistency for sticky rice. You can also use this if you were going to make sushi. It's the same type of rice, and it sticks together. And just kind of, if you know anything about good rice, that's what you want with sticky rice. Okay, and so good rule of thumb is whatever amount you are using. Right, I never measure how much rice I'm actually putting in, but I use the kind of the finger test. So you take, okay, think about your middle finger, okay, to that first line, right? You kind of put it in there, okay, and you can kind of barely touch the rice with the first line of your finger, right? That's enough water. And then you just get your rice cooker, put it in, close the top, put it to cook, and then it will cook for as long as it takes until it gets to warm, and then I'll show what you do afterwards.